What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is time for an album review of Mick Jenkins' Pieces of a Man. So, we're here today to talk about Mick Jenkins' sophomore studio album, Pieces of a Man, which prominently pays homage to Gil-Scot Heron's Heron. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Gil-Scot Heron's his debut album, Pieces of a Man, from 1971. That was a good year. It was the year my mother was born. Just throwing that in there. But so Pieces of a Man is Mick's second studio album following his debut in 2016, The Healing Component. Now, The Healing Component was an album that was, I guess you could say, very experimental for Mick. You know, in terms of like productions or even with what he was doing vocally with like melodies and whatnot. But the bars are still there. Like no doubt the bars was most definitely still there. But yeah, so Pieces of a Man starts off, all just off rip, just it kind of puts you in this realm of like back in the day, when people were doing spoken word poetry and it was like signifying. That's what Gil-Scot used to do. He used to signify, what I'm saying? He used to let cats know. And so the album just off rip puts you in the mind of like this man is more than a rapper. He's a writer, he's a poet. And just kicking off the album with some good vibes, man. I believe the first track features vocals from Julian Bell, who I believe is also a guitarist. I heard him on Smino's Black Jupiter a while back. So I know the Chicago cats, they really locked in and they stay close. You know what I'm saying? Like they really mess with each other pretty tough. Now going into the production on this album, going into the production, not so much as just the rhymes and whatnot. The production is more mature and focused, if you will. Like it is not as experimental as The Healing Component. And with that being said, I mean the production has influences from genres of music such as modal jazz, neo soul, of course, some, a little bit of modern like trap here and there, like on the Grace and Mercy, produced by Nez and Rio. And I came upon Nez and Rio. They produced for like Schoolboy Q a lot. That's how I came about them. But the sorry if I say a lot. I'm not used to public speaking, and that's very much what this is in a way, public speaking. But the production is it really accents the album as a whole, because Mick fits very well. He doesn't. There isn't a track where he's not on par with what's going on, and so the production is very much, to me, the production is very much a improvement over The Healing Component. And that's not to say I didn't like The Healing Component. I thought the concept was great, and I love the message and what he was trying to say, the lyrics, the features even, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of Pieces of a Man, like looking at both of them under a scope, I think that Pieces of a Man just it's easier to access in terms of like you can sit down and listen to it and it doesn't feel like, not to say in The Healing Component he was force feeding us a message or anything like that, but on this one is just, it's just easier, just because of off rip, like the influence of, excuse me, the influence of poetry on Mick's work is fucking stellar. Cause bro is a poet first and foremost. Before he's a rapper, musical artist, he's a poet, and I've always respected that about Mick Jenkins. So, just what the sway that poetry holds over his music is very powerful, and it's more prevalent in Pieces of a Man because of the devices that are used, the allegories, the metaphors, punchlines. These things are all, it feels like something straight out of the Harlem Renaissance. And it's kind of crazy. And I noticed that a lot of artists out of Chicago in recent years have had this thing to where they're just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something about them. Like, everybody has their own little, how do I say it? Everybody has their own kind of flow, kind of, essence, if you will. Like, there aren't really too many big names from, like, the Shy really featured on here. Well, I mean, aside from Julian Bell. I'm not sure if, how do I say it, Mikhail Anthony? I'm not sure if he's from the Chi-Town, but the vocals that he added to Stress Fracture are just, man, just fucking amazing. Like, they accent that song perfectly. But yeah, the production is really top notch. It is. Now going into like looking at the tracks, like actually looking at the track list. Yeah. The album has a lot of cuts that are really, well, some are more introspective than others. Others are kind of broad insights into things. And I particularly resonated with track number 2, Stress Fracture, just due to what Mick is saying, just due to what he's saying. Like, I know the lyrics. Well, I know some of the lyrics. I don't know for sure. If I'm getting this wrong, I apologize. But I know he says I look good, dress good, smoke good, but I stress a lot. And just thinking about that, like, I think he's commenting on, like, fame and shit. Like, just being, not even being, like, super duper famous, but just somebody who's notable. Just somebody who like, you see him out, you like, oh, that's Mick Jenkins. That's a guy who raps. Like, just, I think that, like, it's saying that people up here, at this height, still have things to struggle with. Like, a lot of us think money is just gonna get us out of this rut that we in. Like, a lot of us just want to be rich tomorrow. And maybe that's not always the solution. And I know it's not always the solution. But that's what I took from number 2. So number 2 is one of the standouts. Number 2 is a really great track. Now the track after Gwendolyn's Apprehension, I fuck with this track. Mainly due to the fact of, I'm in school trying to be a writer. I've been a poet since middle school, so I write a little, not too much. But it was kind of crazy to see that Mick was inspired by a poem by Gwendolyn Brooks, and that's what the hook is referencing. And so it's just really cool to see that. And that's another one of the themes about this album. It's like, identity as a black man, and I think that's one of the core themes to the album, and I noticed that that's something Mick talks about a lot. You know what I'm saying? But track 3, man, I remember going on Genius the night the album came out, and people were like trying to annotate the lyrics and dig deep. And I believe in this song he says, they trying to bite, but I'm not Holyfield. And I believe one of the guys on Genius had annotated, but I believe he annotated wrong. And what my interpretation of what Mick was saying was like, a lot of people gonna bite your flow or try to steal your style in this rap game, but unlike Holyfield, he ain't gonna allow himself to be bit. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's too dope for that. Like, he's too far ahead of the game. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what I took from Gwendolyn's apprehension. And just being a lover of poetry, black poetry in general, but just being a lover of poetry, like, in the production on this, man, it's like it's got this kind of alternative hip hop kind of left field vibe, like some you'll hear on like a Mac Miller album almost, yeah. But yeah, Gwendolyn's apprehension, man. Gwendolyn's apprehension is something else, and just the way he handles that, like, oh man, I can hear that hook right now, just like we we jazz jump we but yeah, man. So Gwendolyn's apprehension is most definitely one of the tracks that really speaks to, you know what I'm saying, just the mind of, like, it can be intellectual but fun at the same time, because that's some shit you could really dance to. Like, if I hear that in the club, I'd be like, nigga, like, what you mean? Like, but so Gwendolyn's apprehension is another standout. Now, Soft Porn was cool. Grace and Mercy, like I said, it was alright. But Barcelona is like this dark banger. It's track number 6. Barcelona really, I don't have words for Barcelona. I don't. Barcelona was actually quite exceptional. Just off the rhymes, I was feeling the beat. Like, Barcelona put me in the mind of, like, riding around on Grand Theft Auto, like, really finna go fuck shit up. Like, that's that song that, like, make you, it remind me of old school rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, back when shit was kind of rugged. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Barcelona, that's another one. Another one that stood out to me was Padlocks. Padlocks is produced by K-Tronada, of course. Featuring Ghostface Killer, you know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang alumni. Man, I say he's like my third favorite MC out of Wu-Tang, behind Jizza and Method Man. But his verse, Ghostface Killer's verse on Padlocks it wasn't horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't bad at all. But I felt like OG could have came harder. I felt like he really could have smashed that shit and just had you like, but Mick, my man, you did your shit on Padlocks. Like, and you gotta commend Mick for being a motherfucking lyricist. Like, that's not, lyrical ability ain't appreciated no more in this day and age. Like, really, it's not. Lyrical ability ain't been appreciated for quite some time. It might seem like it is. People might be like, oh yeah, nah. Like, cats really don't appreciate lyrical ability. And I say that because it's a lot of cats who can really rap. Like, not just do some cool shit with some words and make it sound, you know what I'm saying, this and that, but I'm saying, like, really wow your ass, you know what I'm saying? And but there's a lot of real rappers out there. They're just blatantly ignored because, people tend to glorify stupid shit. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, Padlocks. Padlocks was another one. Um, Plain Clothes really stood out also. I liked that he was really getting into a more melodic side. You know, I liked a lot of the vocals and singing, everything. As a matter of fact, the engineering on this album, vocal production was really, you know what I'm saying, really wonderful. You know, everything is just it's just smooth. So yeah, but Plain Clothes. Now I want to get to track 14. Track 14, Consensual Seduction. My God. Consensual Seduction is a fucking great track. Consensual Seduction features Corinne Bailey Ray. It's produced by was that Stolen Drums and D Lilly. So Consensual Seduction is really an anthem for like just consensual sex. You know, it's consensual relations in this day and age because to be honest, like back in the day, like a lot of people don't know this anyway, but my mom and my uncle will always tell me, you know, if you approach a girl, if you press a girl, and you like, hey, how you doing? Will you be my Valentine or do you like me? And if she like no, don't persist. You know what I'm saying? I know like persistence is key, but if this girl is genuinely not interested in you, back the fuck off. Just go away. Like she like you, bro, she's gonna come to you. But getting back to it, consensual seduction, man. Oh man, the vibes on this song. But it's crazy. It's crazy that this, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy that he put this on this album, like Pieces of a Man, like because that has to be something that a man knows. You know, a man must know that like consensuality is key. You know what I'm saying? A mutual vibe is key. You know, and it's just a plus, man. Like hearing that shit, man, it's just a plus, especially like when bro come in on the intro and he like say it out loud. Woo! Man, that shit is, man, Consensual Seduction is one of them tracks, bro. It's one of them tracks that it do its shit, man, and it serves its purpose. You know, a lot of tracks on here serve their purpose, you know. And well, I'm gonna say safe for one. Because Consensual Seduction, you know, it plays back the outro of it, like ending the song. It plays back into like the Heron Flow interludes, you know, and it has Mick like delivering this little antecedent, if you will. I don't know if I said that right, but you know, just talking about the pieces of a man, you know, and that segues into U-Turn. Now U-Turn is some chill shit. U-Turn is some, you know what I'm saying, riding down Adams, you feel me, in the 6-4, just, well, I mean, y'all don't know where Adams at, but yeah, U-Turn is just some vibe, man, but he's saying some real shit, and by real shit, I mean, Mick is a rapper who at times can be so brazen with his lyrical ability that he will rap about rapping, right? He will rap about rapping. But Mick will also rap about fucking the health benefits of water while simultaneously, you know what I'm saying, rapping about black identity and gentrification. Like he can tackle topics that a lot of people can't, but he does it in a way like bro's rhyme schemes are out of this world. Like the way Mick puts shit together is, man, it's fucking crazy. But yeah, U-Turn goes into Understood. Now Understood is also produced by K-Tronada. Understood is a good way to end the album. Understood is a cool way to like let it all go, you know, pull up puffing on the end of Chevy sitting, you know what I'm saying, with some knock, you know what I'm saying, for the speakers. Like, it's cool, it's done. Now, That's not saying I don't like the smoking song. The smoking song is cool. I just don't feel like it did anything for the theme or concept of the album. I don't. I feel like that's one he could have just been like, I'll leave that. Or that's a Lucy. You know? But smoking song ain't that bad. I actually do enjoy Bad Bad Not Goods, vibes on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just sultry jazz, man. Just smooth. And like, it's not a lot of that real music anymore. Not a lot of like written composition or like, original composition. Like a lot of people that we put the light on, I'm not gonna say that, a lot of people that we put the light on don't play instruments or don't have any interest in real music. They just have an interest in monetary gain and popularity, which to each his own, right? But I'm just saying, it would be nice if things were like, if people still love the music. And Mick Jenkins shows us that people still love the music, Now, the album as a whole, like I said, is Mick Jenkins growing from Trees and Truths, The Waters, The Healing Component, Waves. This is Mick Jenkins showing you the pieces that make him a man. This is him giving you every little insight, you know what I'm saying? From him rapping about enjoying a personal blunt and not fucking with Reggie, or him rapping about him and this beautiful black woman, you know what I'm saying, coming together and being this beautiful image of blackness and empowerment, whilst at the same time like just loving themselves first and foremost. Like, I noticed another lyric that stood out on the album is Mick said, I'm gonna try to paraphrase it right. Mick said he started being true to the man he was supposed to be and not who he was trying to be, and now he's really real. And that kind of, to me, it was a callback in my mind to Good Kid, Mad City. What track is it? Matter of fact, I think it's track 11. I think it's track 11 on Good Kid, Mad City. But Real featuring Anna Wise, where it's like Kendrick is, it's toward the end of Kendrick's final verse on that song, and he's like denying all money, power, and respect, and my will, hating the fact none of that shit make me real. It's moments like that on these albums that it ain't an artist just blowing smoke or talking bullshit, or just trying to make you think, like, you know what I'm saying, like just trying to shock value. Like, this is actually real, genuine growth, and I thank Mick Jenkins for actually making this album, because not only is it a great album from him, and fans of him can enjoy this album and enjoy, his still tight bars, some beautiful production, but we can actually go back from this album. It gives our generation, a younger generation, appreciation of a real poet. Like, we can go back and be like, oh, so Gil-Scot is who Mick was trying to emulate and pay homage to. So it gives us more appreciation of the elders, man, more respect for the art of rhythm and poetry, signifying, spoken word, whatever you want to call it. And so with that being said, man, the replay value on this album, for me, I can't speak for anybody else, for me, it's really high. This is an album I will listen to like I listen to To Pimp a Butterfly. I listen to To Pimp a Butterfly to this day faithfully. Like, man. So yes, Mick avoided a sophomore song. This is Jason fucking Jenkins did his shit on this album. And so my final verdict on Pieces of a Man by Mick Jenkins is an 8.5 out of 10. This is a good album. It's vital for anybody who has a real love for the art, no matter what they are. It's very vital. And if if you don't know who Mick Jenkins is, this album is a perfect entry point. So just give him a chance. And yeah, I really enjoyed this album, man. Really enjoyed talking about it. Hopefully I can dive into some more albums, dissect them in the future. I hope I wasn't too verbose in this one. But all of y'all out there, man, thank you for listening, man. Like I said, go cop that Pieces of a Man by Mick Jenkins. It's a wonderful album, man. I'm gonna end it right here, man. Thank you for listening to this album review. God bless and shalom.